Hello, and how you doing? I hope you're having a good day and hope everything's going well with you. Yes, it is another exciting edition of Poetry Reading by yours truly, the Shoebox Poet, me, Clarence Plank. And I'm finishing up reading my 10th poetry book, and the universe said, hold my beer. So we are going to do that. We are going to hold the universe's beer. And here we go. This one's called Add More Zeros. A muse who is decades old, but you might want to add more zeros to those numbers. I'm trying to type this really fast before she reads it. As someone's inspiration, she has been the foundation for many great artists' works through the centuries. Her body has been painted, sculptured, chiseled, and written upon, because to those artists she was considered the true form of beauty for them. Unfortunately, there's more to her story, but she doesn't talk about those bad times, sad times, or times where she falls into depression. Being immortal means letting go of people you love deeply at times. We talked about things, and she has mentioned different pieces of her life through the lens of a muse. It's a lonely disposition when the person or artist only sees the beauty on the outside and not the person beneath the scars. When poets write upon her pages, the canvas she wears peels, flanks, or is cracked. From all the times artists painted on her back, she has scars and imperfections along her body, and some wounds haven't healed since they were forged upon her body. She really loves sculptures because they add to her form, only she doesn't know many of those types of artists. As a poet, I take a lot of these things into account when I find myself inspired by her. Our relationship has lasted 26 years, and that's more than any other relationship has lasted these days. She is timeless, and I am time. She remains as beautiful as the first day I met her, while the young man who found her between the pages of some old journal is now a man with a graying beard, tired eyes, and unsteady hands to grasp a pen. I think this is why she is distanced at time, because she knows the love of an artist is short, as he is alive even though his words are immortal. And when I wrote this poem, I was thinking about basically about how many different muses that people have gone through in their life, um, and looking at her and what she's gone, what she goes through, being a muse, for so many people over the centuries and stuff, as one muse or another. And I'm going out on this movie called Xanadu, just like it's a musical, and how many people that she has seen. And I mean, there are so many different things that you could take from that, because in that reality, there's always that possibility that you know there were situations where she was hurt a lot more deeper in some other way than being a muse. This one's called Expresses Themselves. Words have meaning, and it's about comprehending how they feel when someone's expressing themselves with more than words and the emotions behind them. Were they authentic and telling you from the deepest reaches of their soul out of love? And it's basically, this basically the poem's talking about people being real and being honest with you, and talking about how they feel on a much deeper level and trying to connect with you. Because sometimes we can do that and we can express things, but it's whether or not the other person can comprehend the things that we are telling them. This next one's called Funky Funk, and it's just a short one. Drowning in some funky funk, gray clouds and broken lines of misery flow along the journal's pages. And this is basically talking about how you go through funks and spells and stuff, and you just write about it, about how what you're feeling that day, and trying to get it out, instead of eating those emotions that you feel. And the next one's called Softly in Pink. Penning something softly in ink to fulfill the imaginary muse hectic desire of something more than a soulful kiss. And this is basically talking about the ink that you use to create something and being able to satisfy the muse's desire to have something out there. Survive on a memory. Let me stain your pages with something more than my pen. I want to save my ink for a few days when we were away, and I had to survive on a memory of you being here in my embrace. I know these sweet kisses I placed upon your skin are worthless to you. To me, these are moments of gold, and I will treasure them. Like they were a breath, because of you, it's just a meaningless sign of affection that goes unnoticed to you. Because deep down, you wish I was someone else, someone who fits the desire of your fantasy. So I'll enjoy this moment, etching your body into my mind as if it was an engraving, relics of a generation to know the signs of someone falling out of love. And it's a lot of times when you go into a relationship with somebody, you try to enjoy those things that happen in the relationship, the good, a lot more the good than the bad. And even though there are writings on the wall about the red flags you saw, that it's going to end, but you do your best to enjoy the tender moments that you have. And because somebody, the way things are when it comes to dating, because somebody is already looking for the next person. You know, a month or two after they've been in a relationship with you, they're already looking to the next person. So, and I mean, this goes both ways, guys and girls. Ain't really no one thing that the other. It's just that's how the things have it goes. This one's called fly bitten. That's interesting introspection of humility when you've been fly bitten by humble fly karmic infection, and it's basically being bitten by karma for the things you've done. The next one's called Beyond the Shackles. Humility is a song people have a natural reaction of trying to avoid, even if they are considered to be somewhat of a humble fly, who flutters beyond the shackles of jealousy. No one is immune to its bite and its plight of respite. Someone discovers when they feel that they were harmed by honesty. There's no way of telling someone to trust when the humble fly is buzzing in their ear. And the one before this, and this one right here, a couple of the same. Humble fly is basically the word prompt, and that's what I was intertwining this one right here. So it's basically two different poems, but I just wove them together. This next one right here is called Edge of These Days. Leap of faith without belief can lead to falling alone into the depths of despair. People hold on to the edges of these days while you take the leap, and the rocks below, and they only watch you sink beneath the tides as they were waving, standing next to someone else. So what do you do when people lack the understanding it takes to be in relationships? When people dip into the shallow pool of sex without commitment or consequences to their action, love becomes an extinct desire. And basically, I was just talking about, the same thing, talk about earlier about how it's a relic basically of falling in love, because not many people are looking to continue to have a relationship beyond a certain, point of view or a certain point. So, you're the only one that's looking when, you take that leap. It says like you're the only one jumping sometimes. The other person just standing there looking at you like, oh, hey, see you later. Yeah. Next one called Child Eyes. What is it like to be a child again and seeing the world through a child's eyes without this, the stolen of innocence of youth? From having to grow up too soon, being a child again without being judged for daydreaming about the future and all the opportunities at your command. Conquering your monsters, slaying dragons, and exploring worlds in the mud-stained jeans and dirty hands and pockets full of treasures that Mom freaks out about. Then when she goes to wash her clothes. Small pieces of twine, gravel rocks turn to gemstones, and tiny bits of dirt. The sense of wonder, looking up at stars and counting them as they flicker overhead. Sunsets and sunrises, the smell of autumn, and as leaves change. Then crimson and gold and brown as they crunch over the foot. The wonder of a child's imagination and how they become locked away when the reality of life hits with the force of a hurricane. And it just talks about how sometimes, children don't have that opportunity to be kids and enjoy having fun and enjoying themselves and being young. And it seems that so many of them are rushed into being little adults and little adults trapped in kids' bodies, and it's just a sad thing because you really want a kid to be able to enjoy their time. This one's called Trivial Things. Toes, legs, and thighs, breasts, butts, and curves, the trivial things you crave, you savor when you taste the skin of a goddess with kisses. And this is basically for a word prompt that I did, and just basically trying to rhyme things. And the next one's called Bean. It's the sound of pleasure and escaping your lips when I French kiss them with my tongue. Around a hidden bean and the connection of the flames. And this right here is basically for a word prompt about bean. This one's called Small Trace. Here in the rain is the only place, my only space, where the small trace of you remains. Here in the rain, tears mixed with drops, adding salt to the sea, of problems drifting in puddles, tasting the rain between the pauses and the sobs of fighting against pain. That drains my soul when all is lost, and you have to weigh the cost of moving on. Embrace the day and seize the rain as it slips through your fingers, like sand on the seashore. Tears feel like rains, and sometimes it never rains hard enough to drown the pain inside. There, you're just soaked to the core and can't explain why no more. And this is basically talking about feeling the pain and being, standing out in the rain and feeling the pain. For me, being a water sign, it's just having to find, trying to ground yourself into something, something for water. Every time I take a shower, I stay in there and just let the water run over me and just reflect back on the thing. Try to reflect back on things, or listen to a storm or the rain whenever I can. It's just having those most moments of tranquility and trying to reflect on things, and that's what basically here. Just like it's a bit more of a sad thing, of a sad emotions that come from certain things. Two more poems and we're almost done. This one's called Brand New. I was free for a moment or two while my bike was brand new. Black with a red stripe, I was free, back rows and hills, seeking thrills, soaring down a gravel drive, late night adventures on my bike built for freedom. I was free to be me, and that's what it was. It said basically when I got my bicycle, I was out riding all day and all night, and it just seems like all over the neighborhood and different things like that. Me and my uncle used to go and ride around Chattanooga when he used to work over at Buster Brown, so we would ride around in the area. The last one here is called Grandest Scale. Lines become blurred between reality and imaginary. Manifestation of the grandest scale because she shouldn't exist, yet here she is. Red hair, green eyes, copper toned skin, and the curves of a goddess, hidden behind a sheer veil. I can't escape being lost in the emerald prison of her eyes, unblinking eyes that draw you in to a vast galaxy of bliss and euphoria. As she pulls you closer for a kiss, it's been so long since I have held a woman, and the feel of her skin against my touch awakens the addiction within me. Our lips touch, and in that moment, everything is gone, my troubles, fears, and woes. In the moment, nothing exists in the world. As my sorrows drown in a kiss of the universe itself. In this moment, time stops, rewinds, and every second falls between the grains of sand. Stars are born in the passion ignited by the touch of our hands wrapped around each other as we swallow, or as we're swallowed by the pool of planets, and our ashes mingle with stardust. And that, my friends, is the last page, last poem of The Universe That Hold My Beer. So definitely, if you like that book, check it out. It's over on Amazon. The link is in the bio or in the caption in here. It's in the link tree where you can go in and you can find all my books that are listed on there. And it'll take you straight to Amazon where you can get them. Definitely check out my friends. Sarah Aikenhead, Sarah Aikenhead, Sherry Aikenhead, Bill Armour Miller, and Cast It in the Fire podcast. Linda Schultz and the Spine podcast. The link is in the description there, and it takes you into. She just started. Lindsay just started doing that. Please support her and the bookshop and the Spine Bookshop. Definitely check out her website if there's anything you were looking for, especially local artists or authors that live here in Middle Tennessee. So definitely check it out. And hey, Lindsay, I'm talking about your podcast. So I got your link down in here in my description of this video. So I'm hoping that you will be able to get some more people coming over there to look at things. Definitely check out my friend Jenna Jinks. She's the one who did this drawing right here, and definitely take her Jenna Jinks portraits. She does commissions and drawings and stuff. Definitely. Let's see what else. Oh, my friend Aria and Alberta and their Reiki sections. Definitely check them out. So if you have any questions, any comments, anything, feel free to comment or like this videos and stuff. You have a good night. Take it easy and be safe.